The Mendeley system is one of Sculptor's major innovations in engineering. There were certain Gundams that use a similar system, but none have ever came close to it in terms of versatility or adaptability. This video is about the close combat armors in the order of the Mendeley periodic table. The carbon armor forms the Gundam Sculptor Carbo upon combination. Codenamed Carbo Gundam, this is the first hand-to-hand combat type Sculptor has ever created, and one of the only armors he further developed improvements for instead of being decommissioned for an upgrade. The quantum drive on its back allows it to have increased mobility and granting the boost overdrive the ability to push the mobility and power output threefold like others powered with a similar drive. Its sharpened fingers, dubbed Regalis nails, can maul enemies down and can even slice off parts of the enemy if used properly. And the CAR's kinetic absorption and repulsion system allows Sculptor to absorb kinetic energy and redistribute it to his will, either as a repulsion field or a concentrated force in the limbs. If needed, the shifted core backpack provides beam sabers for desperate situations. The copper armor forms the Gundam Sculptor Cuprum upon combination. Codenamed Cuprum Gundam, it was developed during Sculptor's cautious stage where he implements everything with a little bit of everything else. For instance, the Lacerda blades have integrated beam guns that are as powerful as a rifle, albeit on a very limited charge, and can generate beam blades for a longer reach. Both blades can be combined to either double the reach of the sword or fire one powerful beam shot. The added subarms on the backs means the beam sabers and the transfixion maces can all be used in tandem for an armor piercing plus / combination attack. Moreover, the subarms are strong enough to hold off enemies from behind, and one of them has an integrated beam falcon barrel for surprise attacks or emergency situations. Finally, the claw units in the shields can be used to parry attacks, and the various blades integrated into the design can be used as improvised weapons. The Xenon Armor forms the Gundam Sculptor Xenos upon combination. Codenamed Xenos Gundam, it's a very speedy and nimble hand-to-hand combat type despite the bulk. Designed to combat the melee fighters with fantastical attacks, it has its own slew of special attacks implemented into the armor. Through the use of the Moretsu Xenos finger, it can concentrate energy into the hand to execute a finger attack, fire a concentrated energy beam, or summon an energy ball that fires homing beams until it depletes itself. The thrusters on the sides of the legs have miniature reactors, hence their outrageous energy output propels the Gundam with tremendous force. Moreover, they can generate a pure energy lightning sword that can launch energy slashes or be used as a normal sword until depleted. The Xenos Gundam has more potential to unleash more special moves, but Sculptor is not proficient enough in fantastical martial arts to bring it out. The gold armor forms the Gundam Sculptor Aurum upon combination. Codenamed Aurum Gundam, it's the heavy melee variant of the Gundam Sculptor designed to counter brutes. Despite being designed for ground combat with the wheels on the feet, it's still capable of independent space combat. Armed with a pair of splitter drills and crusher vices that can combine into different forms of compound tools, they can crush and destroy any enemy on the weapon's receiving end. On top of the rotating axles in the vices that is out of the ordinary, the armor supplies energy to the joints for a higher energy output, granting the Gundam physical strength that matches up to Taurus. Couple that with the weapons, it has destructive power that gives demons a run for their money. The Mercury armor forms the Gundam Sculptor Hydragum upon combination. Codenamed Hydragum Gundam, it is the underwater melee form of Gundam Sculptor, and he was playing it safe during its development. The water thruster units on the arms can add power to a swing, while they can also extend and rotate to change the direction of the thrust output. Its main weapon, the rostrum sword, is inspired by the nose of the sawfish in design, and the jagged edge can slash the enemy multiple times with one swing. The forked tip can channel water elemental energy for more penetrating power in the event of an impalement attack, or the energy can discharge in the form of a beam shot. The backpack acts as an underwater booster, giving the Gundam exceptional underwater speed and mobility. Moreover, it can function as an independent unit with a head sensor and arms, allowing the Hydragum Gundam to tackle multiple enemies or tag along with the integrated handles in the event of an escape. The many melee armors the Sculptor created can tailor to any melee opponent, from the grounded to the fantastical, so he'll at least have an appropriate counter when facing off against them. While he may not be a melee meister, His armaments and experience are more than enough to compensate. Not to mention he can exploit the Mendeleev system for some unexpected tactics, so it's best not to underestimate him even in his least proficient field.